Hello, everyone. This is Deb Joy Smeek with Delight of My Art. Thank you so much for tuning in to our mystery stamping every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome, friends. It looks like I've got a few on here popping in, and we have our directions here. If you are not part of my email list, you can get this sent to you every Monday, and then you'll have all of those cutting directions so you could follow along either with the live video or on the replay. Let me go ahead and share the email sign up. And I wanted to let you know this is not an email address. Some of you have been accidentally putting this in your email. This is a website, so it's a link. So you can go ahead and put this in your browser, and that will take you to a very short form just to fill out with your information so that you will automatically be included in my emails. So that is the easy way, email.orderwithdeb.com. Nice, easy way to do that. But we also post that in our Facebook group called Stamp with Delight. Right now we're live on Delight of My Art, both in YouTube and Facebook, and then we'll share it in that other Facebook group, Stamp with Delight, after the live video. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. This one was an interesting one, and so I'm excited to show you. So I'll put my face away and follow along my directions off camera. But we have a card base 8 1/4 wide by 4 1/4 tall, and we did score that at 5 1/2. So it's just a little, it's like the top part of a whole piece of cardstock, so it's not quite the 8 1/2. I just cut just a little bit off. So this is how it's actually going to be. The short end is going to be on the front and on the right side. So kind of a funny card front here. And then we need to get out our designer series paper. I got this beautiful piece out from the, I think it's Peace on Earth. What is this? Peaceful Garden designer series paper. So it's beautiful blues and everything. So the side has some stars on it. Nice subtle piece, but not too much busyness going on for this piece. And I'll tell you all the scoring measurements. This is gonna be a lot. All right, you're gonna prepare yourself. Here there are 11 score marks. So we'll go ahead and get our trimmer out, and you're gonna get that cutting blade out of the way. So we're just going to stick that, and you're going to need the arm out here. So we'll just make room here. So it's going to be a 1/4 inch. And I like to do that over on the right side because it's a little bit easier to hold on to everything. So a 1/4 inch, and then scoot it over to the 1. We're going every quarter or every 3/4 of an inch besides the ends. The ends are going to be 1/4 in, and then everything else is 3/4 inch increments. So once you do that 1/4 inch and then that 1, which is 3/4 over from the 1/4 inch, then you're going to go follow the screen there, 1 3/4, 2 1/2, 3 1/4, 4, 4 3/4. Oh, and this whole piece, sorry, was 4 by 8, 8 inches wide by 4 inches tall. If you do have a direction, it is 8 inches by 4 inches. So again, we are scoring here. Let's see, we were at 4 3/4. Let's go to 5 1/2, 6 1/4, which is on the dark mark here. It is still visible on here, so have your light hit just right on that one, or you could go, well, it's hard, you can't really measure from the opposite end either, so it is what it is. You can line up your other score lines here at 3/4 of an inch, the last one that you did there, and then score that one, 6 1/4, and then 7, and then 7 3/4, which means that this last one's just 1/4 of an inch over. Okay. I hope everybody's getting those. I'll leave that up for just a little bit longer here. We'll see the comments. Hello, Dasapa, welcome. All right, got some glue on there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put that banner away. If you missed any of those measurements, you can go back in the replay or screen grab the picture here to see all of those. I'm gonna take that away so we can see more of the desktop here. I'm going to turn my comments back on. We've got Tina in the moderators in the comments here. So if you have any questions, she can help you. Okay, so we have our piece here. So I'm going to pretend this is the top, even though we don't have a direction on this particular pattern. This is the side that I want to see, and this is the side that we're not going to see just because it's a little bit busy. So I'm going to fold this entire thing in half because one of those score lines actually does happen to be on the halfway point. So we'll just go ahead and fold that on the halfway point like that. The two score lines next to that middle fold are going to be valley folds, and those are the only valley folds on this. Oh, we got a pause here. Hang on, I hope I don't have any calls coming through. We're gonna turn on do not disturb. Okay, you still there? All right, just making sure that we've got do not disturb on. Okay, so here we are. We've got our fold in half here. The two score lines next to that center fold are going to be the valley folds, just like that. We'll just go ahead and give those a press too. So now we have this funny giant W looking thing. And this is the side again that we want the pattern on. All of the other score lines are going to be mountain folds. So just fold all of those down into mountains. Nice and easy. So that whole side's just going to go like that. Same with this other side. This doesn't make any sense as you're looking at it and you're going to go, what on earth is this going to be? Which is my favorite part. All right, so here is all the crazy folding that we are going to do with this. I know Tina's going, where are you going with this? I know, right? Okay, so here's this funny piece. I'm going to take out my silicone mat. This is a great tool to have if you are putting some glue on your pieces so that you don't get glue on your desktop like I have right here. And so I'm going to take out my Tiara and tape. And we're going to add some adhesive just to those tiny little edge pieces here. And I don't want it to go past that score line there. And so I'm going to put this, since this is 1/4 of an inch and this is 1/4 of an inch, it's a really close, it looks like a bat with long wings. I know, right, Linda? So we're going to put this on this tiny little tab on the side of the pattern that we want to see, right? So I'm going to put that not quite up to the score line, a little bit off, which means that it is off of the edge just a little bit. But once we take this backing off, we're just going to roll it so that it's right back onto the paper. So I just want to make sure that this is kind of sticking where we want it to go. This one's got a lot of stuff going on, so I like using liquid glue a lot of the times, but sometimes I'm just going to go, I don't want to do that. Okay, so here is so it's just on that little 1/4 inch piece. Fold on the second score line here. We're going to turn this over actually. So we have that 1/4 inch strip there. We have our next score line folded, and now we have two. This keeps pausing. Might have some bad internet connection or something. So we have our two valleys that are now mountains on this side. This one that's closest to the side that we just folded, you're going to take that mountain and you're just going to fold it onto the adhesive that we just did. Like that. So now we have this kind of diamond shape over here next to our center fold. And we have a diamond. So we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So just turn it completely around. And then I'm going to pretend like this is still the top of my paper. So we're going to do another strip along this edge, just like we did on the other side. I'm still going to use my silicone mat because I don't want to get glue on my desktop. Vesta says, ooh, I know, right? We're making binoculars, Jenny said. Oh, I love it. Oh, keep the guesses coming. That is so funny. All right, so we are just gonna roll that adhesive back again with this one. Rolling it back. There, just so it stays on there. All right, so again, we have that little 1/4 inch tab. We have the next one, which is the 1 inch fold. We're going to turn it over again so that we have that sticky edge, but we have one whole section that's not sticky. We're going to take that other piece that's sticking up, because this is again the bottom, remember? And we're going to fold that one over to meet that sticky edge. So now we have nothing sticky showing. So now it does look like binoculars. So good. All right, so here is what we have so far. I don't remember which side I said was up, but if you need to place it whichever way, it does go up and down this way or so. Now we have the tops of the diamonds here. You're going to make those two meet and then squish it flat. I know you guys are all so curious. So now looking at the back side, so this is the front, it kind of pops up like this. We have that diamond shape there. Those two diamonds, I'll do it again so you can see the pointy piece right here. This is the front side. This is the side we want to see. The diamonds here, the back of the diamonds, you're going to make those 2 points touch and then flatten it out. So on the back side here, you're going to have 4 panels. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put adhesive on the center 2 only. And don't use liquid glue here because I'm afraid it would ooze out and then this wouldn't do what we want it to do. So I'm just going to use some tear and tape and use 2 strips in between for each of these sections. I hope you guys are able to follow along. I know this is kind of a crazy one, but you know, I learned this from Rachel Tessman and she does some crazy cool things. And so I thought that we should tackle this one because it looked really cool. Okay, so here's where the adhesive is. Again, we have our diamonds here. If we did this, those two would meet, and then those are the center sections. So this whole thing is going to go on the card somehow. Okay, so let's put this aside for just a second. We're not going to take the backing off. We're just going to let that sit for a second. Haha, you guys are so confused. I love it. All right, so now we have a piece of designer series paper, the same paper, 1x4 and a 1x1, which I actually already cut, so I should have probably not done this piece yet. Let's pretend this is a 1x1. And what I did with my little tiny 1x1 piece is I scored it in half at 1/2 inch, and then I turned it, and then, well, I scored it in half. I scored it in half, and then I turned it and I cut it. So now I have 2 pieces that are 1/2 inch by 1 inch, and they're scored in the middle at 1/2 inch, just like that. And actually, we want it to go the other way. So the side, this part is a mechanism, and so you won't actually see this part, but I'm going to have the matching pattern be on the inside there, and we're going to eventually add adhesive to the wrong side. I'm just going to make little tents and leave those over there for a second. And we're going to get our trimmer back out. This piece is going to be cut down a little bit too. So this is a 1x4. We're just going to cut this at 3/4 of an inch so that we have a 1/4 inch and a 3/4 inch piece. So that's what we want to end up with. And then we also have coordinating cardstock in 3 different sizes. These are all 4 inches tall. This one is 1.5 by 4. This one is 7/8 of an inch by 4. And this one's 1/2 inch by 4. So these 2 strips that we just did are going to be glued to the left side of these two pieces. Jenny, it does pop up somehow, but we will do it together. All right, so I'm going to get my glue out here, and I can use liquid glue for this one. So I'm going to have the cardstock, the coordinating cardstock, be poking out to the right side on both of these, and I'm just going to add the DSP there on the left-hand side, just so we have a nice little piece sticking out as an accent. There's one. And then this one is going to have a little bit more cardstock showing. Hi, Kathy, watching on your lunch break. That's great. I hope you have something delicious for lunch. All right, we have this one over here. This one's kind of a strange one to pop in the middle of if you didn't catch the beginning. We've got all sorts of weird stuff going on. All right, so here is our card base. Remember, it opens on the right-hand side. Before we go any further, I do want to do a little bit of blending brush on the base here, just because I want to ground what I'm putting on here with a little bit of color. And I did do this on all of the different samples too. So actually, we can probably just use this. So again, here is the card. I'm just going to put the back side over here so it's out of the way. I'm just going to add a little bit of color in the lower left-hand side here. And I'm actually going to use my cloud cover ink pad. This is available still for demonstrators. It's demonstrator only because there were issues with the ink pad, if you remember, when it came back out in, was it May or June? I have had no issue, even though I got a bad ink pad. It's still, when I re-inked it, I actually ordered two, and one was bad and one was good. And so I've been testing them. These are actually from both of those. They're still, I don't use it very often because I know customers can't buy them, but if you join my team, you can buy one. It's still blue, and it's this nice light blue. And so if you get one that is gray, because that was the issue I think they were having. So there's some kind of chemical when they added the ink to the foam pad. Some of them were turning gray. If you get a gray one, you can completely wash it out in the sink in less than 5 minutes. You just put it under the sink and run the water over it. The pad turns completely white. You just let it dry overnight after blotting it with some paper towels, and the next day you just add ink in it with your re-inker. The re-inker ink, it has 0 issues, and once you wash that pad out, I've had 0 issues. It has stayed the same color. So I have one ink pad that never changed and one ink pad that I re-inked, and they're exactly the same. So just wanted to put that out there. I am not allowed to buy one and sell it to you because it's against policy, but just wanted to let you know, if you are a demonstrator, you can buy that, and I would encourage you, if you wanted to have it as an ink pad, go ahead. But there are other ways to get it too. You can get the tiny little spot color. There's no issues with that one. I think you can also get the re-inker and just get like another, like the blank little spots. There, I'm just gonna do that. Yeah, and it didn't really take very much of the re-inker to ink up an entire pad from blank. I was shocked. I could probably fill up 5 of them, or more. So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there if that was something that you wanted, but always felt nervous about doing. Anyway, I think the pads are on last chance, so I don't know how much longer they're going to be around. Okay, so here is our card base here. We're going to take this bigger coordinating piece here, and we're going to put it on the left-hand side. So this is on the back. It's not on the front flap at all. We're going to have a little border around the edge on this one. Here we go. So there's going to be this piece. This little one is going to go right here on the edge of our flap. So we're going to have a nice border on that one too. So take your time to place that nicely. The cardstock piece is going to be off to the right, like so. So now I have that on there like that. And then on the inside, we're going to decorate that inside flap right here. And then we can tackle this contraption that we made earlier. Okay, so we'll go ahead and close this. If you'd like to, nope, not yet. You can't do your stamping yet anyway. All right, so this whole thing, remember we have our adhesive right there, and this can go flat. This is going to, we're going to take the adhesive off and we're going to lay it so that it lies in between and has that even border of that background right there, but it will only be stuck in the middle. And when it is adhered, then it will feel free to pop up and do some cool things. So let's go ahead and do that. I know if you guys get your nails done because you're fancy, that taking the back off the tear and tape is a little bit difficult. So you can use take your pick tool or the tip of your scissors in order to do this. This is probably why I will never get my nails done. It drives me nuts that I can't use my fingernails for anything. All right, so I'm going to kind of pinch this so that it stays shut or flat as I put this on because I'm using tear and tape. We don't have our wiggle room with this one. So I just want to slowly kind of make sure that this goes straight on here. We want an even border there when it's flat. And hopefully it goes on pretty straight. Give that a press in the middle there. And as that kind of pops up like that, it looks like a tiara. So this one is called a pop-up tiara card, tiara, however you'd like to say it. This was by Rachel Tessman, card maker extraordinaire, right? And so I thought this was so fun. And then when this is kind of popped up like that, it holds this panel shut. So now we can do some decorating. We have our two little mechanism pieces. And I have a beautiful dove over here that I wanted to put with that kind of glowing background there. Yeah, I'm going to put that on dimensionals. Isn't that fun? I thought that was such a fun idea. I think she did it a couple months ago. So there we go. We'll just add this to the background. Just kind of overlapping our little edge there a little bit. And so we have this fun kind of pop-up decoration there. Now these pieces are we're going to add adhesive because this is the wrong side, right? We're going to add adhesive to the wrong side. We have our little tents. We're going to add Seal Plus, I think, to those. I want to make sure I get it on both sides of that score line too, because this is going to hold on our label. So I said, get a medium label for this. And so we have this little half piece. Okay, so we have a fold here. The fold is going to go against this top piece. So I have it like this. And I want that to be, wherever I want the label to be, I'm going to put that on this fold. So I can put it flat, but I want it to be near the fold, but I don't want it quite up to the fold, if that makes sense. So right there, it's going to be kind of flapping off a little bit like that. The other one, again, we're going to have the fold this side. It's like this. And we're going to have it come over here. We do not want these to clap hands. We don't want them to stick together. So watch what they're doing. They're gonna want to come together, but we're gonna add our greeting right here. So I have done Peace on Earth on this label. We're just going to try to settle this all flat and then stick it on evenly, kind of wiggle it around until you find the place where you'd like to stick that, and then press it down. And then this piece pops up straight on that dimensional card front Isn't that fun? And it's nice and hidden in there because it's the same color as the DSP. So isn't that cool? So Rachel Tessman, of course, she is a card making genius, and so I thought that was super fun. So we're gonna use some of these little pieces here. I think I want some of the white ones. These are the hues of blue flowers. Actually, we'll just do 2 there. Oh, I've got some adhesive here. If you get adhesive on your card and it makes a yucky mess, you can get these adhesive erasers on Amazon or at the Dollar Tree. Um, might be at different craft stores as well. So here is our card for number 1. I have 2 alternatives, so you'll have to let me know which one you think is your favorite. Isn't that fun? You can kind of see the pattern on the inside, but just the tiniest peak. So that part doesn't really matter if you have it upside down or right side up or anything. And here is my card number 2. This one has that really fun specialty paper and a nice holly over here. We've got some gold embellishments. And then we have that inside again. And when you're doing your stamping on the inside, I forgot to mention, this is kind of taking up some of the room, but if you moved it out of the way, you'd have even more room. So I would tend to kind of stick it more towards this side, or even put a panel in here to do your stamping, so then you know that it's centered, and if you mess up, you could just turn your paper over and all of that. So here is card number 2, and we'll do card number 3. Please let me know which one is your favorite. This one I did a little bit of white embossing on the card base itself, and then did my blending brush over the top, and then wiped it with a tissue to reveal the embossing. So I thought that was a fun touch too for that one. So joy to the world. There we've got sending you joy and many delights. So let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. Super cute. Yes. Jenny says, I like all of them best. Linda says number 2. Vesta says all of them. You guys are funny. Janine likes the red one, and then the blue one, and then the green one. Von Marie likes number 2 and 3. Thank you so much for your votes, guys. This is really helpful to help people find my channel too. So I appreciate that. If you have not subscribed on YouTube, please make sure that you do that. I love that. And get on my email list. This was so much fun. So I had lots of fun doing this. We got a vote for number 3. Kathy likes all of them. Thank you again, guys. All right, I'm going to put my face back in here and say thank you again for watching, and I appreciate all of you. Oh, and if you are on my email list, please make sure that you check your email this week, because I have an ordering special going on, and this is one of my biggest ones of the year. So please check it out. We got mystery boxes going on. So you can go to my website here, orderwithdeb.com, to get any supplies from Stampin' Up. We have last chance things, we have things on sale, lots of Christmas things on sale. We have yeah, and mystery boxes. And our product of the month is only $5. If your order is over 75, you just add that on your cart for just $5. It's really pretty blue paper. I'll be able to show that when I get it in my hands. But thank you again for watching, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful, magnificent day. And I hope that you're not too buried in snow right now. I know it's pretty cold right across the country. We have some snow too, but not too terrible much, I guess. Have a great day. Bye, guys.